Hello, bonjour everybody. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for watching my video and thank you for those who subscribe to my channel. Today it is Battle Report, Flames of War, and we will stay in the book of Bagration River Assault, Mission Terrain Pack, and the scenario today is a Foothold. So my last previous battle report, it was crossing the river and making a bridgehead. Now the Canadians did cross the river, were able to make a bridgehead, and the German army request the Waffen SS to put them back across the river. So in this mission, the defender's special rule is ambush for the defender with immediate reserve from the defender. And also river assault for both players. So if they need to use the boat to go across the river, they can use boat on both sides. So the German, if they don't want to continue and put them back and make a foothold on the other side of the river, they can use the crossing of the railroad train track bridge and the road bridge on the other side. Also, the infantry troop can use the boat assault to go across of the Canadian bridgehead. The attacker has to put two objectives, and the defender doesn't have any objective. It just defend and protect what they already captured. So my Waffen SS decide that two objectives will be on the bridge of both the railroad and the road. It could be also around, like past the bridge, or just 2 inches past the river bank. So 2 inches past the river bank and up to 6 inches from the end of the table of the defender's side. And my German decide we need to capture those two bridges, so they put an objective on both. And then winning the game, the attacker win if they end their turn holding an objective. The defender win if they end a turn or after the 6th turn with an attacking tank, infantry, or gun team within 8 inches of the objective. So basically, the German need to capture one of the two bridges to win the game, and the Canadian to win the game at the end of turn 6. Nobody of the German has to be less than 8 inches from the two objectives. So let's have a quick tour of the battlefield. We'll start with the riverbank and the Canadian zone. So we have a railroad and a railroad bridge crossing. We have a locomotive with his first wagon because the rest is off the table. We get a couple of forests at the riverbank that help the Canadian to cross the river here. We have little boat for crossing the river for the Canadian as for the German if they needed it. The German first objective is this railroad track bridge, and then we go and we get into the town near. That was the first objective for the Canadian on the bridge river assault. Now from the other side of the map we have the road bridge crossing the river that is 10 inches wide, and then there was a forest right there near the city where the Canadians gathered their troops to succeed of capturing the river bank. We have a series of row house and a T-junction for the street. Then there's a large forest like in the last game. So I just moved the map to give more place for the German, and then the back of the row house. Back to the railroad side, we get a train station with a little warehouse, a big house near the railroad, and the T-junction with the row house. Then there's a hill to protect the German. There's a church on top of the hill here with a fence around the church. Then there is another T-junction where there's a factory. And then we go back to the forest on the other side. From the back there's a dirt road coming from the German territory that lead to the hill where the church is. Then we have few houses destroyed. back to the factory. Then another junction with a series of row house. One is partially destroyed on both sides. And that pretty much complete the tour of the battlefield. Let's have a quick look of the German forces. So they have a formation of infantry with their headquarters. Then they have 2 platoons of 5 teams of MG42 Panzergrenadier SS with Panzerfaust in each team, and 1 platoon of 7 Panzergrenadier. They also have 4 heavy machine guns, 3 naval warfare, 2 Puma. You have 2 Tiger, where they will use also the command card for Tiger Ace. You have a series of 2 Jagdpanzer 4 to accompany the Tiger. And we have 3 Stug that are from the Fallschirmjäger, so they're going to be hit on 4. They don't have any reserve, so that's all the Germans have to try to push them back across the river. So the Canadians have 100 points. That count as 2 platoons of infantry of 17 with the headquarters. They also have 4 heavy machine gun Vickers, 3 armored carrier, 2 17-pounder anti-tank, 4 priests, a command of Sherman, 2 platoon of Firefly Sherman, 4 M10. Remove the mortar platoon. I just removed the mortar platoon because the mortar platoon doesn't belong to that forces. Now, the Canadians have ambush, and the ambush would be my 2 17-pounder will act as the ambush platoon. The Canadian 40-point reserve consists of 4 M10 for 18 points. You got a platoon of 2 Sherman, 1 Firefly for 13 points. And lastly, a platoon of 17 of infantry for 9 points. So total 40 points. So before we start turn 1 for the German, I have the card Tiger Ace for my 2 Tiger. So we're going to roll a dice, 1, 2, 6, and let's see what's going to happen with Tiger Ace. I turn a 2, and 2 for Tiger Ace is Deadly Gunner. So Deadly Gunner for my Tiger Ace. So the Tiger Ace is Deadly Gunner, and it is that every time my unit leader fails his firepower test, on every turn, he may reroll 1 die. So if he fails 1, he can reroll 1. If he fails 2, he can still only reroll only 1 dice. But that is for my Tiger. For the deployment of the Canadian, we have the 4 priests at the far end of the table, protected by the forest right there. Here's all my ambush and reserve troops. Then we're going to go on this side. Right across the bridge for the railroad, we have Universal Carrier Platoon. We have an infantry platoon here with the command right beside. On the other side of the map, we have the platoon of 2 Sherman, 1 Firefly right across the bridge. On the other side, we have 2 Sherman headquarters. And in the forest, we have my 4 Vickers. I have to note that the line of deployment has to be right before the line of house. That's why they are not into the house, and they are right near the forest line right there, so they can avoid the naval warfare marker. The Germans have to be at least 8 inches from the center of the map. That will cross right here in the back of that house. So the 8 inches is in the back of that house, so they have to be at least 8 inches from that. So we have here my infantry team at 8 inches from the center of the map. with the platoon of Sturmgeschütz. We have the 2 Tiger behind the hill. Also near, behind the church, we have our 3 naval warfare on this side of the map. On the other side of the map, we have our 3 Jagdpanzer 4 on the road near the forest. We have a platoon of 5 infantry, a Panzergrenadier, with my 4 heavy machine gun, 8 inches from the center of the map. And in the middle right here, we have the 2 Puma who act as spearhead, so they have to be at least 16 inches of the enemy deployment zone. And then we have a platoon of 7 infantry and the headquarters of 2 of the formation of infantry. So that complete my deployment for both teams. We're turn 1 for the German. Turn 1 for the German movement. My heavy machine gun just entered the edge of the forest here. Then we have a platoon of 5 Panzergrenadier that move 8 inches, so they'll bring them near the house. We have the 2 Puma who did not move, stay where they are. And my platoon of 7 Panzergrenadier entered the house, so there are 4 teams in this one and 3 teams on the corner house. My formation headquarters are inside the corner house on the top roof, so they can see what's going on. My Jagdpanzer move at the edge of the forest here and the road, so they don't know where to go, so they just get ready to deploy. Naval warfare stay where they are, and we did not change the objective for the target. We move my Sturmgeschütz move 10 inches on the edge of the map, while my 3rd team of 5 Panzergrenadier and the 3 inside the railroad station. Let's see, and 1 at the door, while the command is right on the top of the ground there. And lastly, my Tiger stay put where they are. They also wait command to move. So that complete turn 1 for the German on the attack. Turn 1 for the Canadian. First for the reserve, they failed to bring reserve in. 2, their ambush will stay where they are. 3, their target, they don't fire the priest. There's nowhere to shoot at, and the command cannot see anything, so they cannot direct new fire. My Canadian move a platoon of infantry in this house. There's 4 teams. Also move 2 teams in this house. This house also is 6 inches from my command, so they are still in command. My headquarters infantry are inside this house. On the last house, my heavy machine gun move inside the big house over there. All 4 teams, 2 on the main floor, 2 on the first floor. My command of Sherman stay where they are. They don't want to be too close to that. And my platoon of Sherman tank Firefly still stay put and don't move. So pretty much complete turn 1 for the Canadians. They just move and prepare them defensively inside those 3 houses, and the rest stay where they are. There is no ambush or reserve coming on the table on this turn. That complete turn 1 for the Canadian. Turn 2 for the German. My heavy machine gun over here move all the way on the edge of the forest, did not fire. My Jagdpanzer 4 move toward the road and the intersection at the far end here, so they move 10 inches. The platoon of infantry here get into this house and this house, so they are now inside the two houses there. So my 2 Puma here move just from the corner over here. They have a direct shot at them. They try, they miss their 2 shots. My 3 Sturmgeschütz fire each one shot over here. Nothing happened. And lastly, my platoon of infantry, 5 team, just moved from the railroad building to against the edge here to reach the forest. They are 16 inches from this team. They fired their shot, nothing happened, so everything is clean for everybody. There's no gun to ground or any loss from both teams. Turn 2 for the British. First we call for the reserve. The reserve was 2 dice. I managed to have 1 team out for reserve. So I decided to have my platoon of Sherman. They moved 10 inches from the back. So they are right here near the bridge and getting ready to go across the bridge. That's for my reserve. Now for my ambush, I decided to deploy them. So I put 1, so they have 2, so 1 of each side of the railroad. So to protect the objective, also to block passage here on the road or the railroad track. They didn't fire anything because they don't see anybody. Then my artillery, my command who is in this building, can see over here. On the second attempt, we were able to range in, so we hit 3, 4 for those guys, because there's 1 plus 1 for penalty. They got pinned down, they got hit twice, and they saved both, but they are pinned down. The other here, they got hit once for the Sturmgeschütz, but they rolled a 5, so they are fine. So that's for the range in. My 4 Vickers in this building fire at that platoon. They managed to pin them down. They destroy 1 team, and my German platoon of 5 now are 4, and they are pinned down. There is 4 infantry team in this house. They are 16 inches from them, so they fire each one a shot, 2 shots. Anyway, nothing happened. Everybody is safe, and they are still pinned down. So nothing big issue there. So that complete turn 2 for the Canadian. Turn 3 for the German. My Jagdpanzer 4 just moved behind the house here. My platoon of infantry who was in that house got unpinned and moved behind here. They were going to try to go across the road here and come back and support this area. My 2 Puma here fired 2 shots each. They managed to destroy 1 universal carrier there. My 2 Tiger here did a blitz move, so they moved 4 inches. So they put them in range with the anti-tank 17-pounder over there. So they fired 2 shots each, need 6, nothing happened. My 3 Sturmgeschütz did a blitz move and move enough to see the 17-pounder anti-tank. They fired 2 shots each, nothing happened. My infantry team moved in the forest, but still more than 4 inches from the universal carrier, and it stopped right there. They don't go forward or anything like that anymore. So that complete turn 3 for the German. Turn 3 for the Canadian. Roll for reserve. I have enough to bring 1 more reserve into the table. So I decided to bring my 4 M10 here. They moved 10 inches. They did a dash move for my 3 Sherman, my platoon of Sherman Firefly here. So they are in the middle of the bridge because they moved 12 inches. My 2 17-pounder anti-tank fired 2 shots each at the Sturmgeschütz and destroy 1. So there are 2 by the fire of the anti-tank gun. So that complete turn 3 for the Canadian. Let's go turn 4 for German. Division command, or the formation command, is right here. We have 6 inches from them and 6 inches from the platoon inside the house. So everybody try to blitz. Everybody succeeds, so except the command itself. So my infantry blitzed 12 inches here, and those guys here moved 12 inches inside that building. Now, because they are inside the building, they are over those 2 guys in them, so they fire at them. Then my guys here fire at them. We managed to pinned them down without any loss for them, unfortunately. But we assault the house, and with my 17 of an infantry platoon, and we managed to obliterate everybody inside the house or around the house. We went back and forth 3 times, and on the 3rd time, we definitely destroyed all the Canadians here. The command Canadian was inside there. He moved, he got replaced because he was 6 inches from them. He got replaced by one of the guy here. So the platoon of infantry Canadian inside that of 17 is now a team of 2 inside here, or 19 if you count the mortar and the tank. But now they have a platoon of infantry. Is left with 1 infantry team, the command team, and the formation headquarters is inside here. My Sturmgeschütz 2 left here, they fired 2 shots each at the 17-pounder, and they destroyed the 17-pounder at the far end. And because they didn't move, they tried to do shoot and scoop. It needs 4+ because they are SS, and they got a 4, so they were able to back up. My 2 Tiger fired over there, nothing happened, so they are fine. So that complete turn 4 for the German. Turn 4 for the Canadian. Last reserve coming to the game. They move 8 inches, so they are right beside the locomotive there, over the railroad, and getting ready to cross over here, where they need the most. Then we have here my 17-pounder. He was alone. He had to do his pass, and he failed, so they get destroyed because they were last 10 and they missed. My platoon of Sherman Firefly moved 10 inches over the bridge, put himself here, and get ready to fire at my Sturmgeschütz. My platoon here moved forward, but still stay covered by the forest here in case there's enemy coming from the corner of the house. My command here move a bit forward, and my platoon of M10 finished to cross the bridge and install themselves a foothold here just over the bridge. My heavy machine guns stay where they are inside the house here. Only the 2 Sherman were able to see my Sturmgeschütz over here. They fired 1 shot each and missed 1 hit, but they roll it. They were not sufficient, so they go for firepower, and they miss their firepower, so the Sturmgeschütz is just bailed out. So that pretty much complete my turn 4 for the Canadian, turn 5 for the German. German turn 5. My Jagdpanzer tried to do a blitz. They need 4+ because they have a Waffen SS, and they succeed, so they move along here 4 inches. They were able to see that group of Sherman because they blitz. They have 2, 4, 6 shot. They hit 2 times, and firepower they rolled a 5, and the other was direct firepower. So we managed to destroy 1 Sherman. Then because they are stormtrooper, we try to shoot and scoot, and they were able with a 4 again to go back. So shoot and scoot, blitz, fire, shoot and scoot, and scoop, and they are back in their position. So my Jagdpanzer here, turn 5, they blitz over here, they 4 inches, so they fire 2 shots each. They hit 2 times. 1 they saved, the other was possible. We managed to destroy it. Then we try shoot and scoot with the Stormtrooper rules, and we succeed, so we are back here. Here the 2 Puma move a bit forward to be able to fire at that universal carrier. They had 1 shot each. They hit 1 time and they destroyed because it was direct firepower, because they have an armor of 1. So they become 1 left of universal carrier. Sturmgeschütz, they move forward. They fire 2 shots, and they hit Firefly. Firefly roll to move to this guy, and they succeed. Then he rolled for his armor, and he got a 6, so he was safe. My Tiger moved forward, fire 2 shots, hit the Firefly. He tried to transfer, not able to, and we were able just to bail him out. At this end, the infantry moved forward. They fire at the clear of the wood here at the Universal Carrier. Nothing happened. So we assault. They return fire and destroy 3 of our team right on the spot there. The 2 remaining was the command team and 1 of the infantry team. He used his Panzerfaust because every platoon of my Waffen SS have Panzerfaust. 1 shot, and we managed to destroy the guy with the 6. So good for it. So all 3 Universal Carrier are now destroyed. My infantry team just regrouped in the forest, and that complete pretty much. Everybody else did not move, and that complete the movement for my guys. So we have our platoon of Sherman Firefly that move here to be able to fire at my Jagdpanzer. My command move in to fire at the Jagdpanzer as well. Even after all that, only 1 Jagdpanzer got destroyed. Now my M10 here were at the entrance of the bridge at the far end. They moved 18 inches to come and support. They would not be able to fire because they were 18 inches away. So they make a dash cross country, so they cannot fire at anybody from there. My 2 Sherman and my Firefly. Firefly was bailed out, get back in. My 2 Sherman fire at the skirmishers, nothing happened. And my Firefly tried to hit my 2 Tiger, and nothing happened there as well. So my Canadian infantry move 8 inches at the entrance of the bridge, and that complete turn 5 for the Canadian. Beginning of turn 6 for the Waffen SS, they need to be at least 8 inches from one objective if they don't want to lose, or capture the objective itself. So we start with at this end of the table, so it might not be in order, but that's okay. Is my 2 Puma move back so they can face the Sherman here, but they have to they can only fire 1 shot each, and they miss both shots. Here, my 2 Jagdpanzer 4 fire 2 shots each, and managed to destroy the platoon here. So they lost 1 Sherman, 1 Firefly. So the only I have left is the headquarter formation of the Sherman with 2 Sherman right here. Now at this end, from the corner of the row house, my formation command is still there and can see the entrance of the bridge. So we put the marker there. So we usually hit on the 3+4 because of the terrain. And I was able to succeed only on the 3rd attempt. So that means I'm going to need 4 to hit, 5, 6, because it's the 3rd attempt. So 9 dice for all that, and I have only 1 6. So I pinned them down, and he managed to fail. He got a 2, so it was destroyed. So that's for my naval warfare and attempting to destroy as many possible of the infantry at the entrance of the bridge. At this end of the table, my infantry that was in the wood here moved 8 inches. So that brings them exactly 8 inches from the marker. My infantry platoon inside the house here move out of the house and move at the corner of the land here near the Sherman and the Firefly, and they are in bulletproof cover. My infantry here jump out and move 8 inches near this house, so there's just like 9 inches away from each other's. Sturmgeschütz did not move, and my 2 Tiger did not move, I think so. So they fired 2 shots, 4 shots here, and my Tiger fired their 4 shots. But at the end of the day, he was destroyed, and he was not destroyed. So my infantry assault them. Before the assault, they fire. They miss their shot with the Panzerfaust. They assault. They return fire. Nothing happened. So they assault. And again, the Panzerfaust, but this time with the Panzerfaust, we destroy. And to consolidate the win, we'll move 4 inches or so right there at the entrance. And we are as well 8 inches from the marker. So that complete turn 6 for the German. They almost succeed to recapture the bridge here. They are like 8 inches from it. Let's see if the Canadian can repel them and keep them away from the bridge. Turn 6 for the Canadian. We'll start with this end of the map. We had the formation HQ of Sherman here, and unfortunately for them, the 2 platoon of the formation of Sherman, this one and the one at the railroad crossing, are destroyed. So he's the only one left in the formation, and the formation is automatically destroyed if they have less than 2 platoon or team. So they just turned around and left the battlefield for the 2 Sherman from the formation HQ. At this end, the infantry unit here, platoon, were able to unpin. So they move forward up 8 inches to the objective. Range in on the 3rd attempt. So my infantry is 3, 4, 5 with the 3rd attempt. Nothing happened to those guys, but here, one of the platoon team here got hit, so they are pinned down, but nothing else happened. The infantry fired 2, they hit 3 times, but they are safe, so nothing happened to them. My 4 M10 aim at the Sturmgeschütz, 1 shot each, and they miss all 4. Lastly, my heavy machine gun Vickers, they are here. They have 14, but only 2 are on those windows. So they fired 6 shots each at those guys. They hit them like 12 shots, they hit them like 8 times. Few were saved, but when it was time to firepower, only 1 got destroyed, so they are pinned down. So that complete turn 6 for the Canadian. Turn 7 for the German. My 2 Puma, who was at the corner of the street, rode dash, and they have 36, so they will bring them over here, but I stopped them right here in case the M10 survive the battle. They will not be hit at and lose an opportunity to win the game in the next turn. Cross country for my 2 Yak Panzer IV. It's 18 inches, so they just move past the corner here and getting ready to flank the M10 if necessary. So that complete for this side of the map. On this side of the map, we had the infantry here pinned down and the infantry here pinned down. Those one were able to unpin, those stay pinned down. So they move inside the house here. The unit pinned down here stay where they are, and this one stay where they are. They need to be 8 inches off the target, so there's no reason to move them. They are doing their job. My 2 Tiger over here did the blitz, 4 inches forward, successful. They fired 4 shots at the M10, missed all 4 shots. So the job then come to those 2 Sturmgeschütz. 4 shots at those, hit 3 times, so they need 4, 5, so they hit on the 5, and they hit 3 times. Of the 3 times, because it's a 11, and they are 6, so the 5, they miss. 3 out of them have been decommissioned, so all 3 got destroyed. At the head here, the marker from the naval warfare are right here. It covered everybody, and we pinned them down. That's it. We were not able to destroy anybody here, so that complete the turn here. So that completes turn 7 for the German. Beginning of turn 7 for the Canadian concede the game. They decide there's no reason to play turn 7 because on turn 8 the German would be able to capture their objective. So that's the end of the game. At the end, the Canadian might be able to have the infantry here protecting that objective, but the Puma on the other side are completely free to take the bridge here and keep the objective. So the Germany won the game. So hopefully you enjoyed the game. Feel free to leave any comments or anything that can improve my play. Like if I make an obvious mistake, let me know so I can correct that and don't make the mistake on my future game, or try not to make any mistake in future game. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much. Hope to see you soon with my next video. Thank you. Bye-bye.